young age, I was an athlete for real. So like, I did flag football when I was like real young, when I lived in Toledo. And then after that, played basketball, I started baseball when I was like little, but then I moved, so it was like done with that. Then I kind of just, I don't know. I kind of was involved. Baseball was kind of something that I got into. I ended up being a real good catcher, but when I started, I was trash. But that's how everything started for me. Yeah. I mean, I've always had a jig to me when I was like real young. I remember like trying for this talent show, and all I could do honestly was dance because I couldn't sing to save my life. But it really manifested my sophomore year. I was skating around the neighborhood, and this dude was just so happened to skate around the neighborhood too. So skater say what's up. We was talking, he was like, I got this dance crew, and my mom was already trying to get me to go to the rec center down the street. So he had a conversation about his dance team or whatever, so I was like, I'll check it out. And I ended up going to their first practice or whatever when they was at Barnett, and that's kind of how it started. And again, I was trash, because that's how everything starts. Dancing is so much more than just movements to me. It's like, I really get to, first of all, it's like a big Rubik's Cube, think of it that way. So you just really trying to figure out what works for you or what goes here. And it's confusing because like, with me, I feel like I can't stop dancing because one, I want to do this for the rest of my life. And I know there's people out there that's better than me. So if I stop, that's time that I'm not devoted that somebody else could be. So even if I am better than somebody, if I rest on my laurels, who's to say that somebody can just pop up and take my spot, so to speak. So that's one. And two, it's like, it's a very good creative aspect to it because I honestly just get to see like, okay, if this happens, what can I do? Or I don't necessarily understand this the first time I see it, but the more I study it, the more I try it, I'm like, okay, this is what I'm doing here, this is what I'm doing here. And it's like, I've been a quick thinker all my life, so it's kind of like, it helps with that too, because you gotta learn how to like maneuver out of situations, because you never know what can happen. You just gotta be prepared for anything. I was a hothead when I was little too, so like dancing kind of helps with that, because 9 times out of 10, if I'm worried about dancing or I'm listening to music, it's like nothing else really matters. I just initially fall into a stereotype I dance, so it's weird, like, it's weird being a part of something that people kind of like expect me to do, but even with that, like, people don't expect me to be well at anything other than hip hop. So once I tell them like I'm studying dance, or they start talking about ballet and I know what's going on, people are so taken off guard. Or even in the dance program now, it's more of initially it's my athleticism that catches everyone's attention or something like that. And that's just something that people expect from black male dancers. And I mean, not to say that there's there's something wrong with that, because you're kind of assuming that just because I'm this way kind of will rub people the wrong way. But in the same token, it's like, I'm gonna use that to my advantage, because I already know that you're looking at me. Let me try to do everything that I know how to do to the best of my abilities and what they can do. So with me being in that interesting position, you just gotta know how to maneuver through it, honestly. Me being a black man is something that I've always had to be conscious about in the slightest. So, I mean, I could choose to be ignorant about it, but if I'm ignorant about it, I'd just be stuck asking like, why does this happen? One of the first like great images of like a black man in my life is probably like my teacher. Cause like I had a father figure in my life, but he wasn't the best. So that was that. But like when I got to high school, my English teacher, Mr. Jones, kind of picked up the slack. Where, for the lack of a better term, but yeah, he picked up the slack. Like I still am to the point. I was kind of like the lazy kings. So things came to me, I knew about things ahead of time, or I was just knowledgeable about things. But I never wanted to put in the effort, or I didn't want to take the time to be like, oh, I gotta do this, or I just wasn't conscious of it. But he kind of stayed on me, and then he kind of plays into my love for music too, because when my freshman year we got real close, so it was more of like he'd be like, oh, did you hear this artist? Did you listen to this artist? And I'd be like, nah, have you heard this artist? So it was just a good relationship to have throughout high school. And then I ended up having him junior year again, so that was great. And then my big homie, who basically brought me into the world of dancing, he most definitely served as a role model in both ways. So like he went through things and kind of gives me the advice now to be like, you ain't gotta do that, or don't do that. And then there's things that he does well that I just pick up from. So like I kind of had the best of both worlds, because you don't necessarily get to see too many professional black males in your life. So having that was like great, because now I know how to hold myself in a professional setting. If I know I'm going to an event that calls for that, I know how I'm supposed to handle myself. And then even with that, he showed me like you can be a black male to the fullest and still succeed, because by any means he wasn't the cookie cutter teacher. He had no conventional teaching method. Like he told us about himself, and that's one thing I've always admired, and one thing that I've tried to continue doing. What's good with the good folk? My name is Kemonta Fuqua, but I go by Kwickk. I'm from Columbus, Ohio. I am a dancer. I'm quiet but belligerent, and I am a handful. But most importantly, I am more than what you see me as.